Hey, what's up, everyone? I got a few minutes before I jump into my next meeting, and I was just thinking today, a lot of people talk about your why, which is very important, but what I don't hear people talk about is different levels of your why. And what I mean by that, and what I want you all to think about is, like 10 years ago, when I originally opened my company Dreamshine, my why was to create a place for individuals with special needs, because at that time in the state of Ohio, they had no other options than these horrible institutionalized warehouses with fluorescent lighting. It was truly a nightmare, and it was really sad. So our why was to create something where they had this beautiful environment and had options. And 10 years later, we now have about 2.5 acres, the Dreamshine campus. It has 2 beautiful buildings. I have about 15 employees, 15 people on my team, and we're growing to actually have a wait list, and soon I'll have about 20 people on my team. And what I want to talk about is, this was one level of my why, but now my level actually started to grow up to another one. And I want to explain that a little better. See, I have people on my team in this field, and they all have families of their own. So at first I had so much focus on my clients with special needs to super serve them. And then what it really started becoming was the people on my team. How can I serve them better? And the way the funding works in this field that I'm in, the average company like mine sadly starts their employees off probably at $9 an hour. And I actually go above and beyond that. I try to start every team member off at least $11 an hour, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, plus full benefits. I have some team members that are on salary. Probably my higher end ones are on $50,000 to $60,000. And for this field, that's actually paying almost as much as I possibly can. So what I started thinking was, how can I bring more funding in, not only to make my program better, but to be able to pay my team members more? And that's what took my why up to a whole other level, where I started about 3 years ago, and I came up with the idea to write a book, start a podcast, and start speaking, because I said, I'm going to bring revenue in from a whole other entity, so I can start my team members off at like $18 to $20 an hour. And once again, everyone started telling me, Mark, that's impossible. You have to wait for the state and the county to raise their rates and the funding for you to be able to pay your team more. And I said, you don't get it. I'm going to start a podcast. I'm going to write a book that's going to help a bunch of people. I'm going to start speaking. I'm going to use that money to remove my salary out from having to pay myself from the company I own, so I can put all that money back into Dreamshine. So I took my why to a whole other level. And that's why I'm right here talking to you today. And as I continue to struggle with my book, or as I get terrified to speak, I realize it's bigger than me. I've got my whole team counting on me, plus my family of my own, plus all the families that they have. So I literally do not get to give up. It's not an option. And so I ask you, as you're watching this, what is your why? And if you've accomplished it, why not take it to another level? I could have stayed where I was. At $11 an hour is actually paying higher than the norm in this field. So I didn't want to stop there. I wanted to take it to the next level. But if it was just about making money alone, it wouldn't have been enough for me. I would not be able to make it through these really hard times. So I ask you, what is your why, and are you ready to take it to the next level? Have an awesome day, everyone.